We're conducting an investigation right here.
I fuck with you. You're over here in my face.
You can stay here.
Investigation's over there, buddy.
Okay.
Are you a sheriff or something?
Yeah,
Are you a sergeant?
Yo le niño, you got going on?
Well, you need to go do your job over there.
Okay, I'm telling you, do not come across any
Are
closer.
you recording? Because I hope you are.
Yep.
This is bullshit. You over here harassing me. The problem.
Don't come any closer.
Why? This line right here? This line right here. Which one is it? On the sidewalk? Which one? I want to know which line on the sidewalk I can't cross.
This line right here, bro. Cross it and you're going to jail.
This one right here. This one right here.
Oh, shit. Yo, why you punching her? Why you punching her? Why you punching her?
Stop, bro. You wrong.
In Florida, these sheriff's deputies attack people on a sidewalk.
Why you punching her? Why you punching her?
Oh, you know you punched her.
Yo, why'd you punch her? Please don't get in. You can go in.
Hey, you didn't have to punch her though.
Hey, why you punched her? He punched her. He just punched her.
You fucking stop making it worse. That's my fucking sister. That's a man. That's a man. That's a man. Man, y'all.
Mufasa.
Let me. Hey, who that was that was hitting my sister?
Mufasa, come here.
And this is among so many other examples of why qualified immunity must cease.
Get a name right now. Man, let me get a
Yo.
name right now.
Mufasa.
The dog's licking. That's they dog.
I know, but there's other cops coming. They don't know.
Crazy, lunacy, yet on brand for departments across the country. Although it occurred in 2019, these are almost timeless. Local media reported at the time a man and woman who were caught on camera scuffling with Broward Sheriff's deputies during the arrest of an ATV rider are facing charges, officials said. The man was recording the police activity when he stepped over an imaginary line, prompting police to punch him and a woman. Jesse Hernandez and Francesca Terrell were arrested in Fort Lauderdale. Broward Sheriff's Office said Hernandez and Terrell are married to each other. Officials said an ATV rider had been stopped in the 3100 block of Southwest 40th Avenue in West Park when deputies were approached by Hernandez. Hernandez was told not to cross the imaginary line on the sidewalk, but was taken into custody for obstructing our traffic investigation, a deputy wrote in an arrest report. Then, all three faced a judge. Investigators said they were just going to give Dixon a citation. That's what they claim, but then things got out of hand. Cell phone video captured the escalating chain of events as the argument gave way to physical violence. Before the tense takedown, deputies told the couple this was just going to be a citation for the rioter, but shortly after the deputy is seen telling Hernandez to back up behind a sidewalk line several times. I'm telling you, do not come any closer, a deputy is heard telling Hernandez, who is himself recording the confrontation on his phone. The deputy is then seen grabbing Hernandez, who tries to wrestle free, causing the deputy to trip. Two other deputies then grab the suspect. Terrell is then seen coming into the frame and tussling with the deputy who had fallen down. Moments later, the deputy is seen striking her. They shouldn't have gone to jail. For what reason, said an area resident? Because they were coming down here to see what was going on with their family member, and that escalated to a whole different thing. Now, 3 people went to jail for no reason. Hernandez and Terrell were again charged with battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer with violence. Terrell is facing an additional charge of assault on a law enforcement officer. Dixon was charged with resisting an officer with violence and illegally operating an off-road vehicle. The changes that must be made, or at least the biggest, are as follows. Qualified immunity prevents law enforcement officers from being held personally accountable for violating people's rights. It allows law enforcement to cross legal lines they know they should not, while dehumanizing members of our communities. Ending qualified immunity means that law enforcement officers who break the law can be held personally accountable, and victims of police misconduct can receive justice. Ending qualified immunity means supporting personal accountability. Qualified immunity shields law enforcement and other public officials from being held personally liable for constitutional violations in civil court. Since police officers are rarely charged criminally for their violence and misconduct, civil court is often the only avenue for victims to receive justice.